Nami's the best girl, and honestly, Boa is mid.
What?
It's me, Zekekun, and today we're going to be showcasing a EBO3 deck profile with my favorite girl, Nami. And honestly, this leader is so fun, so broken, and I can't wait for you guys to try this deck out as well. This leader is a 4-life, 5,000 power leader. Once per turn, if an effect were to be activated that removes a card from my life or your opponent's life, and you have 7 or less cards in your hand, you can draw 1 card. And also when you have 1 Dawn attached on your opponent's attack, once per turn, you can trash 1 card from your hand and become a 7k power leader for the turn, which is very, very strong. So we're going to start off with the first new card from EBO3. We're going to showcase Will You Be My Servant? This card is pretty good. It's a 1-cost event that allows you to look at the top 4 if your leader is Nami, which we are. Reveal 1 card with the cost of 2 to 8 and add it to our hand and place the rest to the bottom. So this card allows you to search for a missing combo piece or what you need for the future turns or what you need versus specific matchups, which is really, really strong. And most of our deck is 2 to 8 with an exception of these 3 copies of Will You Be My Servant and another card I'll showcase later. So yeah, very, very strong. It's at 4 and the trigger is activate main. So being able to look for something broken. And we play 4 Nujiko. This card is also strong due to the fact that because our leader is Nami, we're able to return a 5-cost or less back to the owner's hand. So if your opponent plays something on 4 Dawn or 5 Dawn, whatever, they have a 4 or 5 cost, you can always just bounce it. So just being able to be annoying with this card. Just removing bodies is very, very strong. We also have the new girl promo that came out recently. This took us a while to get in America, but now that we have it, it's going to be very, very cool to see how it showcases with the full powered version of the Nami deck. 2 costs, 0,000, 0 power, 1k counter. On play, draw 1 card and trash 1 card from your hand. And active main, once per turn, you're able to give 1 Rested Dawn to one of your Nami cards. So being able to always have your Nami effect live, you know, have the 1 Dawn attached is very, very strong. So, broken. She looks like Nami too. And then we play 4 Hioris. This card has always been a very, very strong 2k card in Nami due to the fact that you're able to stack a life to the top of your, stack a card from your hand to the top of the life. And because you do that, your leader effect activates and you're allowed to draw a card. So pretty strong. And then it's 2k counter. So most of the time now, this is just a 2k. And if you don't have a play to do, then you do this. But there's just better cards you play now. We also play 2 unblockable Hinas. You're able to rest this, trash 1 card from hand. And then one of your opponent's characters with base of 4 costs can't activate blocker for the turn. You use this mostly for Emu, just so their Workery can't draw. And or their 4-drop Marco versus Ace. You know, we're playing a yellow deck. We're burning life, we're stacking, we're being aggressive. We play 4 Kikunojos. This card has always been a standard staple card and it will be here for a while due to the fact that it's block 2. 4 cost, 6,000 power, and if your opponent has 3 or less life, you're able to play this from your life as a trigger. And if on KO, it heals 1. We also play 4 Baby 5, the 2K, because the triggers just draw 2. If you're playing multicolor and you play yellow, you always should be playing Baby 5. This card just is insane. It's a plus 1. And then also it's a 4/5 2K. You know, this card is just broken. You got to play Pudding. If you don't know by now, Pudding is just the card that allows you to make your opponent's hand go back to 5. If they have a big hand or if they search multiple times, you know, you can just play this card and then reset them and make them start over. Now on to the first card or the second card from EBO3 that everyone is trying to find to play. This is a standard card in every yellow deck moving forward. It is Nami. This card is meant to be played in yellow Nami due to the fact that on play, you're able to attach 1 Rested Dawn to your leader. And 2, if your opponent has 3 or more life, you're able to add that card to the hand and your leader effects with proc. And then on KO, you just flip 1 of your life over and then play 1 character with the cost or with the power of 6,000 or less from your hand. So you're able to play another Nami if you need to. And they normally don't KO this card because you can summon crazy things off. You can play Kikunojo off. You can play Hiyori to stack just in case, or you can play Nojiko. So very, very strong. I've never seen people remove this card, and if they do, they're just always losing. Because we're playing yellow, we're playing 4 6-cost Nico Robins. If your opponent's at 3 or less life, you're able to just burn their life for them. And then the trigger is play 1 yellow cost with a 3 cost or less from your hand. There's not a lot of 3-cost yellow cards we're using for the trigger, but it's just mostly for the burn. And then we also play 4 of the most banger, strongest blue card in the game, Red Rock. Placing 1 of your opponent's characters to the bottom of the deck, or any character to the bottom of the deck. And the trigger is just a bottom deck of 4 costs or less. This is good versus green decks, versus big, tall bodies like Shanks. Just being able to bottom deck something and make them lose all the tempo. And then onto one of our newer cards from EBO3 as well is the new Nico Robin. This card is insane. 7 costs, 8,000 power. Being able to trash 1 card from your life, the top card of your life, to heal 2 because they're leader Straw Hat Crew. And then on your opponent's turn, if this dies, they take 1 damage. And if your opponent has no life and they clear the Nico Robin, they lose the game. Also a standard in a lot of yellow decks moving forward. So if you guys have this, try to consider what version of a yellow deck you would want to play. We're also playing 2 tech cards, 2 Doflamingos. This card is mostly for 7-cost Shanks. Being able to bounce it back on when they play it, you just have the answer to it right away. So you don't have to use a red rock for it. We also are now moving on to 2 A-drop kids. Very standard in the yellow Nami deck, being able to burn and then draw a card. And then if your opponent has 2 or less life, you're able to cycle. So good. And then the last card we play is 2 Edward Newgates. Being able to be a blocker, 10-12 blocker, draw 2, trash 1, and then attaching 2 onto your leader and another character just for more power to swing with. This deck is very strong into a lot of decks due to the fact that it has a lot of versatility. Being able to bounce your opponent's cards, being able to heal, being able to burn. All these cards just have a niche thing they need to do. And your opponent just has to kind of try to pressure you, but it's very hard for them due to the fact that you're 7K all the time if you discard a card from your hand. A tip that I would recommend is just to remember how many cards you have, because sometimes you might go to 8 cards and then you won't be able to get the draw, which is very, very impactful. You always want to get a draw every turn. And then being able to always think about what card you want to discard from your hand for your leader ability, because sometimes a brick becomes a free 2K power, or you might not need this card, but it depends on the situation you're going to go into. You're hoping to play into aggro matchups because aggro has a hard time. If decks want to swing 5s at you, being 7 is just really, really annoying. Things you probably want to watch out for is just like ramp decks, like purple decks that ramp really high and play big bodies is very hard to deal with due to the fact that you only go to 7 and you have to give more cards out of your hand to be able to counter out stuff. And you're a 4-life leader, so you might take a lot of damage and you might just die fast if you can't or you don't have enough counter. For example, like Roger, they can ramp up really fast to being able to play like Promo Roger into Shanks, into Ninebeard. You can't answer all those cards. You only have 4 red rocks, and if you have 4 red rocks, you won't able to do much with it. If they have a way to buff their leader to 9, swinging 9 hurts because you have to give 3 cards out of your hand. 1 to go to 7, and then 2 more to counter out. And then him being at 7 is also hard because you have to give at least 2 cards or you just take the hit. So then in the mirror match or in most matchups, try to burn your opponent as much as you can. So seeing 5-cost Nami and 6-cost Nico Robin is pretty good. You really don't want to swing at your opponent's leader. I mean, you can because they're always going to give you a card out of it, so that's probably an advantage. But you just have to be wary of random variants of your triggers. Being able to swing 7s against Nami just hurts the most. 7s or more. So if you're trying to play the mirror match, you want to eat cards out of their hand, swing 7. Due to the fact that we have the new girl promo available to us now, you're able to go first or second. It doesn't really matter that you have different curves you can play. If you go first, you can always play 5-cost Nami on 5, and then you can play 7-cost Nico Robin on 7, right? Which is kind of broken. And then if you go second, you just play girl into 4 costs 6 cost Robin, 8 cost Kid, 10 cost Newgate, and always having a Dawn, being able to attach a Dawn with the Girl Pro was very, very strong. If I were to mulligan for cards, if I'm going second, I want to see the Girl just to be able to draw and always attach Dawn and curve out. If I go first, I just want to see Nami, Nico. And this deck is very easy for new players to play because all you have to do is just curve out. You know, maybe the only difficult thing is what do I discard out of my hand to become a 7K leader? But other than that, you're just trying to survive, trying to burn, trying to draw cards, and just be at an advantage where if you always have 6, 7 cards in your hand, you're just going to be winning most of the time. You don't have to overheal. You don't have to counter too much. You'll be fine. If you guys have any suggestions or any comments about Nami, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer them for you guys. If you have any other suggestions of what other cards you would play instead, let us know as well. I'm Zekekun. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm signing out. Bye.